So I think it's important for us to go to space because it is a challenging endeavor that focuses our attention and the attention of science into learning new things. It also gives us opportunities. So first of all, by focusing on doing challenging things, we end up with lots of what we call spin-off technologies, things that we get unexpectedly that help our lives in the ground right away. Also, because when you do science experiments, it's good to try to change variables and see how things react to get a better understanding of how things work. Well, here in the space station, we're able to have a sense of weightlessness up here, and so then we can see how things behave from combustion to plant growth without that sense of up or down to affect it. And that helps us to better understand how things really work, and then that helps us out in the future. And then I really think the human spirit has a strong desire to explore, and it helps us put perspective on where we live now and understand better how we got here and what the future might hold.
Hi, my name is Ailey from Woodbury Elementary. My question is, if a serious emergency happened while you were in space, what would you do, and would you be able to contact NASA back on Earth?
Yes, hopefully. So we do train for various types of emergencies, and they could be anything from maybe a fire or something might hit us and we get a hole in the space station. Maybe something goes into the atmosphere. But then we could have one of us that might get sick. We might injure ourselves doing work. And so the first thing we would do, it depends on what it is, we'll react to the immediate emergency. If it's a medical emergency, we will call Mission Control and try to talk to one of the flight surgeons there. We have some training, but Mark probably doesn't want me doing too much on him if he has an injury. But having the ground help us in all cases is really important. And if it is something super, super serious, we always have our Soyuz spacecraft that brought us here, and we can hop in that at any time, and we can undock from the space station and then head back home. So we train a lot for it. We're fortunate so far. Everything's been going well, and we'll continue to keep that trend going.
Hi, my name is Jalen from Boulevard Elementary. My question is, can you describe what a typical day on the IS is like?
Sure. So basically, I would say 6 in the morning is when we wake up. 7:30, we have a meeting with the ground to talk about how what's going to either changes or what's going to happen with the day. We've got a schedule that's been uploaded for us, and we work that schedule the whole day. Typically, we've got about an hour for lunch, right?
Yeah, kind of.
But we spend much less than that actually eating lunch. And we work till about 7:30. Part of the workday, though, includes a couple hours, maybe 2.5 hours to exercise. And then after 7:30, we have, at around 7:30, we have another meeting with the ground. And then we have time to get ready for bed, which includes having dinner.
Hi, my name is Anya from Fernway Elementary. My question is, what are the qualifications for going into outer space?
Well, that's a pretty interesting question, because when you look at the astronauts that are up here, we all have very different backgrounds. But the one thing that we all have in common is we all studied something in the sciences, in engineering or mathematics. And we all have a desire to be in the space, and we all had the dream of coming to space. So today, if you want to become an astronaut, you need to have a degree in one of those fields and then a certain amount of experience. But hopefully someday we can have people go into space on a more regular basis, because all of us have different qualifications, and all of those can be very beneficial to living in space and maybe living on a habitat in a different planet.
Hi, my name is Isaac from Onaway Elementary. My question is, have you made any important discoveries yet?
There's so many important discoveries that we're trying to make sure we pick out a really good one. I can tell you just one that I'm aware of off the top of my head. And really, I'm not sure that it was a discovery so much as a potential, an item with potential. There's a lot of hope that some lung tissues that we've grown in the space station may help contribute to finding a cure for cancer. There's also been a lot of learning about regenerating water and making it clean. So we actually recycle all of the fluid from sweat to other stuff, and that's a useful technology to use on the ground. So that's helped contribute to making pure water in places where it's hard to get, and
It's good.
that's all I got right now.
Hi, my name is Gabi from Musa Elementary. My question is, how come it's so hard to get through the Earth's atmosphere?
So Mark is the smart one, so he's going to answer that one. He was a physics teacher.
So it's hard getting through the Earth's atmosphere just because of the speed that we are moving at. So right now we're moving 4 miles a second. And if we want to land on the Earth, we want to be going at roughly 0 miles per second relative to the surface of the Earth. And we actually use the atmosphere to slow us down. So there's a lot of friction, and that generates heat. So that's why going through the atmosphere is hard. It's just the speed at which we're moving.
Hi, my name is Brooklyn from Loma.
Are there germs in space?
Are there germs in space?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that question, please?
Are there germs in space?
My name is Brooklyn from Loma.
Okay, so the question about germs in space. Yes, there are germs in space. I'm not sure why I looked at Mark, but so we all have germs in our body, on the outside of our body, but a lot of those are beneficial to us. We do spend a lot of time cleaning the space station every weekend. So if you think you have your chores at home, we have ours as well, where if you were to see us on a Saturday morning, we're like little ants running around cleaning the space station to make sure that some of those bad germs don't take place and start growing some more. They are valuable to us as well.
Very much.
Station, this is Houston ACR. That concludes the event.
Thank you to all participants from Shaker Heights Schools. Station, we are now resuming operational audio communications.